let's move over to a team that I hold very fond and dear to my heart, and that is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Did you like what they did this summer?
Mm-hmm.
Now they brought in Kyle Anderson. They also did a big trade. As you can tell, they brought in Rudy Gobert. And what's left of that Rudy Gobert trade is Jaden McDaniels, Wendell Moore Jr., and basically Josh Minot. It's not Minot, it's Minot. I found out, so I'm an idiot. They brought Eric Pascal and AJ Lawson on two ways. AJ Lawson was a Gamecock. Eric Pascal was a Wildcat. And I think the Timberwolves are probably going to be the best team in the regular season, but they could be a second round and out type team. You know, like a team that just, I think they're going to have the best defense in the regular season.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think Utah Jazz basically were the best defensive team every single year with Rudy Gobert. They're going to make it to the second round.
He'll get you top 10 regardless of who you have. Yeah, Minnesota's a really good team. I think losing guys like Bev and what's crazy to me is a lot of Wolves fans, maybe now they're coming around, but they were pretty meh about the trade for a long time. I don't know what people's obsession is with keeping draft picks. I really don't understand it. I mean, look, you have Anthony Edwards, you have Karl-Anthony Towns. What do you need draft picks for? It's not really. If you plan on being relevant, you plan on making the playoffs every single year, you're going to get a late first round pick, and he's not going to help you for years to come unless you're that good at drafting. So the package was perfectly fine. Losing Bev and Vanderbilt, Beasley, losing some of the guys does suck, but Kyle Anderson's huge. Kyle Anderson is absolutely money. Jaden McDaniels is continuing to evolve, and he's one of the more low-key guys in the league in general. You have your vets. You have your nice guys like Taurean Prince. And I think it really is going to come down to Anthony Edwards here because Cat's a star, ascending superstar. Rudy Gobert, same thing. These are dominant stars in the NBA, and they're going to be good. And Ant's a rising superstar, but, I don't know if he's about to take that leap to, like Jason Tatum. Like, can he lead your offense into championship? D'Lo had a horrible playoffs, but I don't think he's bad for him one bit. Yeah, we'll see how they gel. Really is what it's going to come down to, and I think we'll see how Anthony Edwards does. And he'll take that leap one day to get there. This man is just an absolute menace. Like his stats, Anthony Edwards this past season, 21, 5-4.
So I think the thing is with this team is it's going to be Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns, probably I think Jaden McDaniels at small forward, and then you run shooting guard Anthony Edwards and D'Lo at point. So they're going to be a humongous team. They'll have like Wendell Moore backing up, Edwards, with Jalen Noel maybe being the sixth man, and Austin Rivers bouncing around, Bryn Forbes shooting, Jordan McLaughlin could potentially, if D'Lo struggles again, Jordan McLaughlin will replace him, in my opinion. I really think Josh Minot won't play much. He'll be a development guy. Slow-mo will come in maybe sometimes at small forward or power forward when Karl-Anthony Towns slides into center and Rudy Gobert gets a rester. But I think this team is going to be humongous. It's going to be the best regular season defense. They're going to be a team that I think if the chemistry works, they're going to definitely be like the best regular season team. Probably have one of a top 3 seed if they do have like one of the best records. I do believe their struggles will be in the playoffs. They'll be fine in the regular season, but it'll be like Rudy Gobert work in the playoffs.
What if they got like a Colin Sexton? I think Austin Reeves and Bryn Forbes were great as well.
Austin Rivers and Bryn Forbes are cool. Good depth guys. They're really high on Jalen Noel.
Yeah, he's super nice.
If we want a visual, what the actual. So this is terrible. No, I don't even like that. I wish you could like.
I hate when they do that.
So it's basically going to be Rudy Gobert. Then you got Karl Anthony Towns at power forward. You're probably going to run, because you want a shooter, Jaden McDaniels or Taurean Prince, whoever's, they probably want to play Jaden McDaniels, but Taurean Prince is probably going to be the B option. Then you run Anthony Edwards at shooting guard. Right there you have a 6'5", 6'9", and 2 7-footers. Okay, you're huge. And you have 3 guys where you can shoot. You run D'Lo. You're going to probably have Jordan McLaughlin to be his primary backup because he was playing fucking fantastic. And you're probably going to have Edwards' primary backup be Jalen Noel, who's been cooking. And then you'll have Austin Rivers backup, either D'Lo or Noel, or Bryn Forbes backup D'Lo or Noel. These guys are like third stringers right now, in my opinion. And then Taurean Prince backup Jaden McDaniels, or vice versa. And then you got Slow-Mo, who can pop in over here if they really want to go huge, but that would be weird. He'll probably go when Rudy sits. Karl Anthony Towns will play center. And I think that's why they brought him in during the playoffs. They realized this is why they got Karl Anthony Towns. They were like, we can't play Rudy Gobert in certain lineups in the playoffs. And first off, the real Sam Dog, Anthony Edwards, is a fucking shooting guard. Anthony Edwards is probably going to be like a MVP candidate in like a year or two. And I think right here, Kyle Anderson's their guy for playoffs when they're like, fuck, Rudy Gobert can't be on the floor. So put Karl Anthony Towns at center and Kyle Anderson at power forward because he can play a little bit of both, of like inside and outside D. What is your take?
Yeah, I mean, I made a Wolves video like sometime last week, and for it I watched a lot of Jazz playoff games, and yeah, I never really saw why Rudy Gobert. Like I viewed the problem more on the Utah Jazz's offense and Donovan Mitchell's play style. I didn't really see too many issues of Rudy Gobert clogging the paint, to be honest with you. So I don't think Rudy will be as big of an issue as maybe Steven Adams. I think that a lot of people just utilize these players wrong. So playoffs, I got them probably second round, just because I think they're still missing that guy who's gonna step up and just like get that job done. Which is what I'm saying about with Anthony Edwards. Like, if Anthony Edwards turns into an MVP candidate this upcoming season, then who knows? But I'm gonna bank on that waiting at least another year. So
I was about to say this could work not this season, but next year.
Yeah, and they'll probably fill it out in small ways.
I feel like this season they might be like a top 3 seed. And like you said, they'll choke in the second round, go into the offseason, maybe trade a few contracts. And Anthony Edwards is going to come in year 4 and be like MVP, like dog. And this team will make like the Western Conference Finals or some shit.
Yeah, Sam Dog. That's because that's mainly what he played last year with D'Lo and Pepe.
Yeah, he's listed, but he's 6'5". Also, it doesn't matter. Shooting guard and small forward don't exist. There's only 3 positions in basketball: big, wing, and guard.
Yeah, and honestly, it feels like sometimes we're kind of shying away from that. But yeah, in this case, 100%. But I think of like the Raps, like they're kind of getting away from that.
Oh, they are.
So it's just interesting with the future of the NBA. I wonder what it's going to look like once Steph and LeBron are done. It's going to be interesting.
It'll be a copycat league. Everyone's just doing everything what everyone does.
But that's not. I don't like you can really. I don't know, unconventionalness. Like I'm thinking like Milwaukee 2 years ago when they won it, and you're deploying two bigs out there, or you're having a big out there, and I don't know. It's gonna change. I think it's gonna. I think basketball's gonna go big and positionless. We'll see though.
I think personally, like basketball, every team's just gonna have their own thing. But whenever there's a Golden State Warriors or a LeBron James, it's a copycat league. You know, you remember how many years was it people were trying to find the next Giannis Antetokounmpo or the next Kristaps Porzingis, Dragan Bender, Bruno Caboclo.
Yeah. They're still kind of trying to find it.
People gave up on the next Kristaps, gave up on the next Giannis. They're like,
I don't think the Raps are done with the next Giannis. I think they found it in Scotty Barnes.
Oh yeah. I legitimately feel fat, but I'm not. You ever do that? I just want to.
What was that?
Huh?
The food.
Oh, pretzel.
What was that? Oh, pretzel, like a softie. Oh, I was gonna say, how are you eating pretzels?
Yeah, it was rough first. I don't know if you noticed in the first bite, my whole mouth dried up like I ate sand. I was like, ah. It was bad, man.
Go-to snack.
All right, so we agree that they're going to be like one of the best regular season teams, but their struggles will begin in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think they'll be one of the best, but they'll be right up there, 3-4. I think the clips show, but we'll see how they manage their players. The Dubs are the best team in the West. So yeah, Minnesota, I got them like 3 or 4. They could easily be 2 or 5. So
I think it could be
my
the
final
number
prediction.
Number 1 seed.
4. I'm going 4.
Number 1. We're number 1, Minnesota.
Ooh.